you guys doing today? Alright, today I'm going to show you guys how to replace a master cylinder for your clutch. Just a couple simple easy steps to uninstall and replace. Okay, so first things first is you're going to have to obviously go underneath your steering column where your clutch pedal is. So we go up underneath here. And let me see if I can show you guys. If you see that right there, that's where your master cylinder is. And there's two bolts, one here on this side and then one on the other. If you look right here, I had already taken this pin out. This little guy right here. It's takes a Cotter pin, it goes through, and then on the other side they put a pin in. I had already taken it out, but I'll show you guys real quick. Just a simple little pin right here on this. The Cotter pin goes through there, and there's a pin that actually is on this side of it. And you got to pry it out, get a little flathead screwdriver, and go ahead and pull it out. Now once you pull that out, it's going to be all loose. Then you're going to take out this, I believe it's 10 millimeter, and another 10 millimeter on this side. Okay, just a real quick tip. You're going to follow this hydraulic line from the master cylinder all the way down. You're going to take this bracket off. If you guys can't see where I'm at, I'm on the right side of the vehicle by the brake drum. There it is right there where you would fill your brake fluid. So you're going to fill it all, or follow it all down. You're going to run down here, and you're going to see this hydraulic line right here. Now what you're going to do with this hydraulic line right here, let me give you a close up. Instead of taking off the two 10 millimeter bolts, just go ahead and pop this clip out. So I can show you how to pop this clip out here right now. What you're going to do is just get a decent sized flathead screwdriver, and you're just going to kind of wedge it in there and just turn it back and forth sideways. Just put it in there. I think you guys can see it. And you're just going to give it a couple twists. Just like that. Work it from the back and it pops right out. Obviously you got to find out where it dropped. Now once that clips out and you want to put it back in, you're just going to put it right back in. You're going to push this up, put it in there, and hammer it back down. But now that that clips out, it can give you a lot more play back and forth. Also, you're going to want to pop this out, a little grommet, just like that, so you can get some play and kind of push it in. Like I said, you could either pop that grommet out or you could take out these two 10 millimeter bolts. Okay, so now that you got it out, here's the master cylinder. You're going to want to save your seal for the Firewall. It's right off of the master cylinder, as you can see right here. You're going to want to save this seal, because they don't give you one with the new. Alright, just hold on to that. Now you're going to take as you can see, mine is all kinds of grease that's coming out of it. It was pretty much done. So basically you're going to take this 10 millimeter nut off. Now it's possibly going to spray on you. Alright, so now that I have the master cylinder hooked up to the original hydraulic line again, the new master cylinder, and I have the fill tank back up to the new master cylinder, I'm going to go ahead and put the original gasket that came off the original master cylinder back on this one, because they don't come with one. So just get that back on there, and then we're just going to push it right back through that hole that we originally took it from. Now just keep in mind, this 12 millimeter nut right here is going to have to be tightened once you get it back in there, because you're going to have to adjust it to however long the pedal is. Alright, so now that we had pushed the master cylinder through the Firewall, and you see the two bolts, you're going to have to push this piece in. Now, from the factory, it comes with it on this side when the pin goes in and locks in, and then the other side you have to get the Cotter pin out. Well, I don't like it that way because it's so hard to get out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this around the opposite way. So when I put this cotter pin in, let's show you right here, this cotter pin, it's going to come from the opposite side. You can see here. I'll pull it through. And there we go. Now when I put the cotter pin in here, it'll be an easy takeout because it's really a pain on the other side. So now all we have to do is just put the two 12mm nuts back on, tighten it up, put the cotter pin through, and make sure we tighten this last 12mm nut, and you should be good to go. Alright, so now that we have the master cylinder all installed and everything tightened up, you're going to go ahead and pop off the filler cap. And we're going to go ahead and fill it all the way up with some brake fluid, which is the same thing as clutch fluid. So once we fill this all the way up to the top, we have 3 more steps. We're going to go ahead and pump the clutch, and it usually takes 2 people. You're going to go ahead and prime it, pump the clutch a bunch of times really fast and hard, and then come out to the slave cylinder, and you're going to crack the valve to bleed it. Now, you're going to have the pedal all the way down, so that's what I meant by having 2 people. But what I'll probably do is use a board to hold the pedal down. So in a minute I'll show you how to do that. Alright guys, I'd like to show you just one more trick of the trade. I've probably pumped my clutch about 20 times and I'm still not getting any kind of pressure buildup. And I was looking in here, and this hose that runs to the master clutch cylinder, or master cylinder, it's got some air in it. So if you go ahead and squeeze it a couple of times, you see the air bubble coming up. Just give it a couple of squeezes back and forth a couple of times, and it should get most of the air out so that the actual brake fluid can go down into the master cylinder. I was having that problem. I couldn't figure out what the heck, but you can see the air bubbles coming up. Yeah, just give it some squeezes until all the air bubbles come out of there. Alright, so now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and pump this clutch a couple of times. The very first time that you pump this clutch, it's going to go flat to the floor and it's not going to come back up. So you're going to obviously have to go out to the slave cylinder and purge it, and then tighten it back up, and then you'll be able to get some kind of hydraulic pressure in the line. Alright, so as you can see here, I went ahead and grabbed a board, maybe a 3.5 foot board, and I moved my seat forward and then put the backing forward. And it's actually pushing on the clutch pedal so that it'll keep the pressure in it so I can go out there and bleed the system. Alright, as you can see, this is the front of my engine. So you're going to go right over here to the transmission side, and you're going to look right down there, and this right here is the slave cylinder. You can already see where I have my wrench on it already. If I can give you a better view. Right here is my wrench. You're going to go ahead and loosen this. You're going to crack the end of it, and you should see some stuff squirt out after a couple of turns. Some brake fluid, as you can see, it's coming out. You're going to loosen it, and then you're going to go ahead and tighten it. Now make sure you got that board onto that clutch pedal, or else it's got to be all the way down to the floor, or else it's not going to push that pressure out. So that's what you're going to do, and probably do that about anywhere from 5 to 10 times until that clutch pedal gets completely rock hard. So, well, hope you enjoyed my video, and please subscribe.